Hello, my viewers. Once again, I want to make another video because I want to keep you posted throughout regarding transit rules, regarding entry rules, and I'm still going to talk about the UK because the UK is a major crisis when passengers come to the airport with the tickets via the UK or to the UK and they do not have the rightful documents. I will make a video regarding seamen. And before I make the video regarding the seamen or the seafarers passengers who are going to join ship, I want us to talk about the list of ready nationals and the black nationals. Remember, the list of ready nationals for the UK have referred to as ready nationals or the black nationals. All of them are visa nationals, whether they are Africans or not, because the list in the black and the ready nationals are not only Africans. We have very many passport holders, even from the Caribbean, even from Asia, who are listed as the black or ready nationals. So the list of the black nationals and the ready nationals, these are visa nationals who, if they are going to the UK. The difference between the ready nationals and the black nationals, for the ready nationals, they need a transit visa even if they are not entering the UK. So even if you are doing an airside transit, and I told you an airside transit is whereby you don't need to enter the UK airport. You only go via the UK airspace to your destination. For example, I'm a Nigerian boarding British Airways from Nairobi to London to Dominic, for example, to Jamaica, for example, and have the necessary documents for going to Jamaica. If I am transiting the UK, I need a visa for transit because, as I told you, the UK transit rule for the ready nationals, even if they are not entering, is that you must have an exemption document, and the exemption document in this case is a US visa. We have Canadian visa. We have a New Zealand visa, Australian or a UK visa. So for the ready nationals, you must have a visa to transit the UK. So if I'm going to Russia and I have a Russian passport, I'm a ready national because a Kenyan, a Nigerian, Ghanaian, we are ready nationals. For example, if I'm going to Russia with a valid visa for Russia and I have an airline ticket to Russia, UK do not recognize that visa for transiting the UK, even if it's a genuine valid visa for Russia. They only recognize the US visa, the Canadian visa, the New Zealand visa, Australian, and their visa, the UK visa. So be very watchful when you are buying your airline ticket. If you are in the ready national list, the ready national list, I'm going to read some of the countries in the ready national list for your knowledge. If you are a travel document checker, you work with the airline, it is good to have the list of the ready nationals so that when you are clearing passengers or when you are processing your passengers, you'll be informed of what to do regarding the UK transit. It does not mean the UK transit you have to use British Airways. You could be even working for Qatar Airways or even for Emirates, but the passenger will finally go to transit UK, because I normally see passengers buying longer routes because they normally say that longer routes are cheaper. So you can see a passenger with a Qatar ticket or an Emirates ticket, but they are going to Nairobi, for example, Nairobi, Doha in Qatar, then to the UK, then to wherever they are going. They buy longer routes. So it is possible to be flying from on Qatar Airways or Emirates, but still you are going to go via the UK to go maybe to the US or to the Caribbean. So whenever you are transiting the UK, it's a UK immigration rule. It is not a British Airways rule. It is a UK immigration rule. And if we break these rules, we make mistakes and take inadmissible passengers who do not have the sufficient documents, they normally impose very heavy fines. And that is why I want to get you to give you information on what to do when you are dealing with the passengers. So we have the list of the ready nationals, and I'm going to read that list of the ready nationals. We have the Afghanistan passports. We have the Albanians, we have Algerians, we have Angola, we have Bangladesh, we have Belarus, we have Burundi, we have Cameroon, we have China's People's Republic, we have Gambia, we have Georgia, we have Ghana, we have Guinea. You know, Guinea, we have 3 Guineas. And all the Guineas are in Africa. So Guinea and Guinea-Bissau, they are in the ready national list. Guinea and Guinea-Bissau, they are in Africa and they are in the ready national list. We have Honduras. It is not in Africa, but it's in a ready national. It's a ready national country. Honduras, according to the UK, is a ready national. We have India. It's not in Africa. It is in Asia, but still a ready national. We have Iran. We have Ivory Coast. We have Jamaica. We have Kenya, Kosovo, Lebanon, we have Lesotho, we have Congo. We have Congo Democratic Republic, because we have two countries, you have two separate countries called Congo Brazzaville and Democratic Republic of Congo. Those are two different countries. We have Cyprus, the northern part of Cyprus. So the Cyprus in the EU, because we have two different countries called Cyprus. We have Cyprus in the European Union, that is not in either the black national or the red national. That is a country that is in European Union. It can enter the whole of Europe without a visa. So I'm talking about the Cyprus, the northern part of Cyprus. That is a very different the country. We have Northern Cyprus, we have Dominica. Remember, we have Dominica and Dominican Republic. Dominica is in the red national list. So we have Dominica, we have Egypt, we have El Salvador, we have Eritrea, Eswatini or Swaziland, we have Ethiopia, we have Liberia, we have Libya, Malawi, Moldova, Mongolia, Myanmar, Namibia, Nepal, Nigeria, North Macedonia, we have Pakistan, we have Palestinian territories, we have Russia, we have Rwanda, we have Senegal, we have Serbia, Sierra Leone, Somalia, South Africa, South Sudan, we have Sri Lanka, Vanuatu, we have Vietnam, Sudan, Syria, we have Tanzania, Timor-Leste, we have Turkey, Uganda, Venezuela with an unbiometric passport. For the Venezuela passport, if it is non-biometric, and when I said biometric, nowadays we have biometric passports. Even the Kenyan new passport is biometric. It has a biometric chip symbol. So the Venezuelan non-biometric passport, the old passport, the old passports, the old model passports, non-biometric, they're in the red national list, Venezuela. And then we have Yemen and Zimbabwe. That is a list of all the nationals who need a visa to transit via the UK, even if they are not entering. So I will also read the list of. I will also teach you about the list of the black nationals who are considered black nationals by the UK. Remember, the black nationals are also visa nationals, and that's why you cannot find a UK passport, UK national here. You cannot find a German national, because those are non-visa nationals. But for the black nationals and the red nationals, we are all visa nationals. The difference between the black nationals and the red nationals is that for the black nationals, if they are transiting the UK and not entering, they can transit without a visa. Let me give you an example. I am a black national. A black national traveling Nairobi, for example, an Armenian passport. Armenia is a visa national, but it is a black national in the UK. Considered the black national by the UK. So if I have an Armenian passport traveling from Nairobi to London to Armenia, I can transit without a visa because I am not entering the UK. But if I am entering the UK, even if I am a black national, I need a visa, because you cannot enter the UK whether you are black or red. The difference between the black national is that the black national has an advantage. They can transit in the UK airspace to another destination without the exemption documents that I talked about, the US visa, the Canadian visa, the New Zealand visa, the Australian visa, or the UK visa. So for the black national, they have an advantage. Let me now read the list. Let me now teach you about the list of the black nationals. Take your pen and paper and be very keen. Armenia. The first country is Armenia. We have Azerbaijan, we have Benin, we have Bhutan, we have Bolivia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, we have Burkina Faso, we have Cambodia, we have Cape Verde, we have Central African Republic, we have Chad, we have Comoros, we have Cuba, we have Djibouti, Dominican Republic. Remember, we have Dominican Republic and Dominica. Dominica, I read about it in the Red National List. But Dominican Republic is a different country, and it is in the black national list. We have Equatorial Guinea, we have Fiji, we have Gabon, we have Haiti, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Korean Democratic Republic. Remember, we have two countries. We have two countries called Korea. We have the South Korean passport that does not need is not in the black national or the red national. Remember, a Korean passport can enter the UK without a visa. But for the democratic peoples of Korea, Korean passport. Democratic people's Korean passport need a visa. And by the way, I've never seen that passport. That North Korea, that is North Korea. North Koreans do not travel. I've never seen them traveling. I have worked in the airport for 2 decades, but I've never seen a North Korean passport. And that is what we are talking about here. Democratic People's Republic. That is in the black national list. The Korean passport, the South Korean passport, is a strong passport. It can go to UK and even other countries in Europe, e.g., Germany, Switzerland, without a visa. So this mark that Korean Democratic People's Republic, and that is called North Korea. So, and then we have the Kyrgyzstan, we have the Laos Republic, we have the Madagascar. All these nationals that I'm reading to you, the black nationals, they do not need a visa if they are transferred, if they are transiting the UK airside. They can transit airside to other destinations. They do not necessarily need to have the UK transit visa. We have them. We have the. Let me put my phone here. Well, so that's nice now. So we have the Mali passport, we have Mauritania, Montenegro, we have Morocco, Mozambique, Niger, we have Philippines, Sao Tome and Principe, we have Suriname, Taiwan, Tajikistan, Thailand, Togo, Tunisia, Turkmenistan, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, Venezuela biometric passport. So the Venezuela biometric passport is in the black national list, and we have Zambia. So for those you see Zambia is in Africa, but it is in the black national list. But remember, I have told you the black nationals and the red nationals are visa nationals to the UK. The difference is that the black nationals can transit the UK airside without a visa. And I told you the airside transit is whereby you don't need to go to get inside into the UK. So you can do a ticket from Nairobi, London to, for example, let me talk about maybe Barbados, or maybe you're going to Cayman Islands. If you are black national, you don't need a visa for the UK. But if you are already national doing the same routing, Nairobi, London to Cayman Islands, you need a visa. You need a US visa, Canadian, New Zealand, Australian, or a UK transit visa. So get to know that. And now we are going to talk about the seamen. I told you that I'm going to make a video regarding the seamen, because we normally have a crisis for passengers traveling as seamen to go and join a ship. For the UK, if you are seaman, what do you need? Remember, when you come to the airport, you must have a valid passport of your nationality. In this case, for example, you are Nigerian traveling from Nairobi, Kenya to the UK to join a ship. So you have to have your Nigerian valid passport. You have to have your seafarer's book. We normally call it a seaman's book or seafarer's book. But we have some rules we have some rules that govern that. So there are some countries that when they issue with their seaman's book, even if you are not from that nationality, you can transit through the UK to go and join a ship. There are some countries when they give you their seaman's book, they issue with their seaman's book to go and work as a seaman or the seafarer's books, you can use them to transit through the UK. And those seaman's book must have a statement that they are issued under the ILO 185 convention. The ILO means what? International Labour Organization. So they must have a statement. You can see it in the document, inside the document, that they are ratified by the ILO, International Labour Organization 185, or into brackets, the convention, the 2003 convention. 2003 convention. So let's be very careful when you are traveling or when you are checking the documents. If you are an airline worker, you work in the airport as an airline worker, checking travel documents, ensure that they have a document ratified by the ILO, International Labour Organization, ILO 108 or ILO 108 or Convention 1958 or ILO 185 Convention 2005. They are normally written in those seafarers records. So if this country issue with a seaman's book and you are traveling to work, you have all your paperwork, you can use them. So I'm going to tell you some of these countries that you can use their documents, the seafarers books, together with your passport when you are traveling through the UK. We have Azerbaijan, we have Barbados, we have Belarus, we have Belize, we have Bermuda, Brazil, British Virgin Islands, IOS, we have the Bulgaria, Cameroon, Canada, Cuba, Czech Republic, Panama, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Russian Russian Republic, we have the Seychelles, we have Slovenia, Solomon Islands, Spain, Sri Lanka, Mexico, Moldova, and Angola. If you have those seafarers books and you have your documentation that shows that you are going to work, for this case, you must have a letter from the captain of the ship. You must have an okay to board. It's normally a document in a sheet of paper, maybe sent to you in your phone in soft copy, and you should make a photocopy, or you should print that copy to come with it in the airport, or you can even show it in your phone. So you have to have the letter of okay to board from the captain of the ship, together with your valid seafarer's book, which is genuine, which is authentic, because some people come to the airport with fake or forged. You come with a document. You know, we have there's a difference between a forged document and a counterfeit document. A counterfeit document is one that is totally made up. It is fake in another language, but in the professional language we say counterfeit. It is something that is made up. It's not original. It has been cooked. It's a fake document. But a forged document is a genuine, authentic document that has been altered. You take my visa, which is genuine for the US, you change the photo and put your photo. That is called a forged document. Or maybe you take my date of birth, you delete and you write your date of birth to ensure that you match with my photo. So that is called a forged document. It was an original document, very nice document, authentic and genuine, but it is forged. And you cannot travel with a counterfeit document, or neither can you travel with a forged document, neither can you travel as an imposter. You come with your brother's passport, your friend's passport, thinking that you can maneuver because they have a UK passport or they have a whatever passport. You cannot maneuver. Just go to the embassy, get your visa. Go to your country that issues your passport, get a genuine passport, and that's when you cannot travel. So for the seaman, you need to have a genuine seafarer's book. And for the document checkers, if you are checking documents for passengers transiting Europe, either UK or in the European territories like Germany, be very careful, because we normally have what we call the transit abuse. They come with the travel documents, but their intention is to seek asylum in those countries. Always be very careful. Check all the paperwork. Do thorough profiling before you clear the passenger. And if the passenger is genuine and good to go, ensure that you give them an easy time to fly, because we are employed to do our work well, to give them good customer service, to assist where we can, but we can never compromise on integrity, and never can we compromise to clear passengers that are going to be inadmissible in the destinations. Remember those passengers who go to countries without the proper documentation, those countries impose very heavy fines on the airlines. So if you are working for Emirates Airlines and then you clear a passenger improperly documented, maybe you're working on Turkish Airlines, maybe you're working on, they normally, when they reach those destinations, for example, they reach Turkey, they reach Qatar, they reach Emirates, they reach wherever with fake documents or insufficient documents, they impose heavy airlines on the carrier. If, for example, the carrier is Air India going to India, the carrier is British Airways, the carrier is Turkish Airlines, Egypt Air, they normally impose very heavy fines. So before you come to the airport, before you sell a ticket, ensure that you have that knowledge. I'm talking too much about the UK because their rules they have very complicated rules. And passengers come with the documents thinking that they can just fly because they have documents to go to where they are going. We have the transit rules for the UK, the airside transit and the roadside transit. The roadside transit for the UK, because I have talked a lot about the airside, is whereby you need to clear immigration in the UK, go to another airport, change an airport. For example, I'm a Kenyan with a US visa. In some instances, even though I am already national, I can do a roadside transit. Roadside means that you enter that country. I go to the UK, I enter, I clear immigration, I pick my baggage, and I go to join another airport in London Gatwick. That one is called a roadside transit. I can do that if I have a US visa and I am going to the US. This time, I am not using the US visa as an exemption document for the airside transit to help me to fly over the UK. If I have a US valid visa, I am traveling to the UK, I can do a roadside transit. Get me very clearly. For example, I am traveling from Nairobi with a Kenyan passport, I have a US visa, going to the US. I am going to New York, for example. Going to New York, I have a Kenyan passport. I am traveling to the UK on British Airways, Nairobi, London Heathrow, sorry. London Heathrow is a different airport. London Gatwick is another airport in the UK. So this means I have to enter and change airport, go to London Gatwick, and then join a flight to the US. I can do that. It is allowed for me even though I'm already national, because I am going to the US and I have a US visa. In that case, anyone can now go, even the black national or the red national, but we have some rules that govern that also. You have to, if I am a red national going to the US, I can do a roadside transit, go to Nairobi, London Gatwick to the US, because I am going to the US and I have a US visa. I can also do that if I have a Canadian visa and going to Canada. I can do Nairobi, London Heathrow Airport to Gatwick Airport to Canada. That one is allowed. So if you have a Canadian visa and you are going to Canada, you can go Nairobi, London Gatwick to Canada. That is allowed. What about Ireland? Ireland is a very tricky destination because it is in the common area it is in the common travel area. So if you are going via the UK, I'm talking about the UK, not about other transit points. If you are going via the UK to Ireland, you need to clear immigration. So there is no airside transit when a passenger is going to the Republic of Ireland. If you are going to Ireland via the UK, you have to clear immigration and go pick a plane to Ireland. There is no airside transit. You must enter the UK to go to Ireland. So in this case, if I told you earlier in a previous video that if you are a visa national going to Ireland with a type C visa, you cannot do a UK transit without a transit visa for the UK, because in this case you are going to Ireland, and I told you a type C visa, UK do not recognize it to go to Ireland or even to the Schengen territories. So if you are going to Ireland with a type C visa, get this very clear, because many people make a mistake. If you are going to Ireland, you have to enter the UK. So in this case, you must have a UK visa as an exemption document. You cannot use a US visa in this case because you are not going to the US. You are going to Ireland with a type C visa. Even if you have a US visa, you have a Canadian visa, Australian visa, or New Zealand, you cannot use them as an exemption document, because in this case you are entering the UK to go to Ireland, to go to Ireland. You are not transiting to go to the US with a US visa. So in this case, you must have a UK type B for boy, B visa, or C, not A. We said A is a transit visa used for direct airside transit for those passengers who cannot enter the UK. For example, if I'm going to Cayman Islands with the documents valid for Cayman, and I'm a Kenyan, and I can use a US visa if I have it in the passport to fly through to the UK to Cayman, or a US or a UK type A visa, direct airside transit visa. So get it very well. If you're going to the Republic of Ireland with a type C visa, no, you have to have a transit visa for the UK. In this case, it should be type C or B visa. B visit in transit issued for, you can transit, the B visa is normally valid for, you can stay in the UK with it for 4 days only, 48 hours. 48 hours, the B visa. But the C visa is better than the B. But the B is normally used for those passengers who are transiting for for a short time in the UK. You are going maybe to the Caribbean territories. You want to enter through the UK. It is okay because you have a B visit. It is normally written B stroke B dash visit in transit. You are visiting, but you are transiting. You are like transiting the UK, but you have entered for a few hours maybe, or even for 1 day or something. So it's normally valid for 48 hours. So let us be very careful with the Ireland transit. There is a clause there because Ireland is in the common travel area. Going to Ireland via the UK is like going to Gatwick or any other airport in the UK. But if you are going to Ireland via other routes, maybe you are using Emirates Airlines, that is okay. You can do Nairobi, Dubai to Ireland. That is okay with a type C visa because you are not entering in the UK anywhere. If you are going to Nairobi, Dubai to Ireland, but if it is Nairobi, Dubai, UK, Ireland, it is the same. You need you cannot go with a UK type C visa. You need a UK C or B visa. So it should be Dubai to Ireland, Dublin, Nairobi, Dubai, to Dublin, or Nairobi, Doha, Dublin. Not Nairobi, Doha, Doha, UK, Dublin, because there can be such a route. So be very careful with the routing. When going through the UK, ensure that you know the rules. You can call and consult before you fly. Otherwise, have a nice time. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, share, like, comment, and click on the notification bell so that when I upload other videos, you'll be the first one to see them. Thank you so much. Keep learning. Write a lot of notes. We shall continue keeping you posted about. Now I'm going to talk about Germany. Germany is also another transit. I will talk about Germany, France, and other destinations. Thank you.